Hey everyone, Assalamu alaikum. So, this has been something that has been asked. How is it that I go camping? What is it like as a Muslim hijabi woman, or just in general with a family? And so, I'm going to take you on my second camping trip of this year. I believe it's second. So, this is just with our little family, just the three of us. I'm really excited. And we're going to a campground that I've never been to. So, it's called Crimson Lake. And from the looks of it, it looks amazing, phenomenal for kids because it has a playground, it has the beach, which has some sand and rocks, and yeah, I'm looking forward to just like spending some time there. And there's also like a little grocery store, like pit stop if you want to make one along the way as you're entering the campsite. And so these are just like a lot of pros that are going to add to this trip as a family. But anyway, I want to share two things that I would first look at when it comes to a campground. So, tip number one, as a Muslim hijabi, I would say look for something that has flush toilets and has showers. These are non negotiables. I didn't really think too hard about this prior to becoming a Muslim, and a lot of it has to do with prayer. So, making sure that you can shower, get yourself purified, get yourself all ready, and also just like the feeling of clean, being clean is like really a game changer. I know that some people love to get down and dirty and just like not care too much. And I get that because that used to be me. But now as a Muslim, I just like to just be fresh and clean. And but also with the little one, like I'm pretty sure every parent will love to have or give their child a shower. So that is number one. So whether that's coin or complimentary, you have to look into that. But those are two things. And then pro tip number two, which I would say once you get to the campground, once you've picked your campground and you've reserved it, I would highly recommend to reserve something that is nearby. So because you'll be praying 5 times a day, being able to be accessible to water, whether that's water that's deep enough for you to be tahir, to be pure and clean for prayer, or going to the showers, you want to keep it the distance quite short, especially for like Fajr, early morning. I would highly recommend to do that as soon as you can. So once you feel good about a spot, reserve a spot that is closest to the bathrooms that have flush toilets, and then the water or a shower. And it just makes your life that much easier. And just again, with kids and everything now too, it's 100 times more smoother. So these are two things that I'm going to share with you now, and inshallah we'll get to the campsite. I'll show you guys what the campsite looks like and just kind of show you our stuff.
There you go, honey. You have forks?
Yeah. Ooh. So, a couple pro tips for y'all as a first time Muslim camper. These are things that I honestly picked up from my husband because had he not showed me the way, I really wouldn't know where to go, and I would also think I'd be more than okay. But this really made all the difference as someone who also is a hijabi. So, you see that big tent in the back? Yeah, that's a big game changer. I'm gonna say having a tent that you can stand in. My husband's 6 foot for reference. This is, I believe, the Coleman 9. We got it from Canadian Tire. It's so helpful when you're praying because you can stand, you can change comfortably. And as a hijabi Muslim, I would honestly say that like this is something that I would have never thought of. Also, the amount of times that you are changing, especially if you're going into like your pure clothes, depending on the type of activities you're doing while you're camping. So someone like myself who loves to hike, loves to go to the beach, loves to go to the lake, loves to just do all the things and get down and dirty. This is very important, and I would have never thought of that because I have my tiny little Marmot backpacking tent,
And I thought that was gonna be more than okay, but it's really tight in there and it's not fun. I've experienced that as a Muslim camper and it's not my fave. Okay, pro tip number 2 is bring gloves. Bring gloves when you are camping because it really makes a difference when you are prepping for food, when you're touching something that is najis, that's not pure, especially when you're already tawhid, when you're already clean and pure for prayer, and it's coming up soon. And knowing that we have our 5 prayers daily, this is something that's so helpful. So definitely do that. Pack that, keep it in your park container if you have one. If not, build one because I believe that will make your life easier also as a camper.